by saying that on behalf of the bride, groom, and families, thank you to everyone here for joining us on this day to celebrate the marriage of Heather and Mike. Okay, so it's about a year ago. I'm up here in Colorado at a barbecue that's being hosted by Heather and Mike. It's later in the evening, after a few drinks, Mike comes up to me and says, "Hey." I said, "What?" He says, "Well, I gotta do this sometime, so you're gonna be best man in my wedding." The first thing I say to him after he says that to me is no. But don't get me wrong, it wasn't that I wasn't honored, I was. It was the fact of knowing that one day I would have to be up here in front of all of you and say some kind of speech. And me, I'm not a public speaker, so at that barbecue, I began to plead with him, like, just have one of the other guys do it, please. Make me a groomsman. I'll still get the same benefits, like wearing a tuxedo, looking good, being introduced into the room, sitting up at the head table. I would be fine with just that, really. At that point, I'm seriously thinking that I'm not going to have a problem getting out of this, but all he says to me is, "Well, you're going to do it," and he walks away. So let me tell you what I've been doing for this last year. Basically, there has not been a single day that has gone by that I haven't feared this moment, that I haven't thought about what I'm going to say, and when I did think of things to say, repeat them in my head over and over. See, for those of you that don't know me, what you have to understand is that I'm not like Mr. Outgoing over here. In fact, my brother and I, we're complete opposites. Mike stands up as best man in my wedding, and it's literally 10 minutes before he has to go up and give his speech. He walks up to me and says, "Well, I don't have any idea what I'm going to say. I had a couple drinks, I'm just going to go up there and wing it." Wing it. He's put me through this last year, and he just winged it. Nice. Other examples on how different we are. Earlier today at the ceremony, all of you got to see that Mike had written and given his own wedding vows. Now, isn't that just precious? Me? I'm more a repeat after me type of guy. Hi, Dave. Take you, Alice. Take you, Alice. Growing up, I was always the hockey player, and a damn good one. She said yes. Mike? Yeah, he was a hockey player. A hockey player that for a few years had become a competitive pairs figure skater. But, in his defense, a damn good one. Luckily, he did go back to playing hockey, because if he didn't go back to playing hockey, then he never would become the coach of the kids' hockey team. If he never was the coach of that kid's team, then he never would have been introduced by one of the parents from that team to go out on a blind date with the girl that he sits next to today. Okay, but hands down, the biggest difference between us, I will guarantee that all of you will get to see later on tonight. When you see Mike out there on the dance floor, bouncing around like a maniac, thinking, and I stress thinking he knows how to dance. I, who knows I can't dance, will either be over there at the bar, sitting in one of these chairs, or right at the edge of the dance floor watching my brother with this look in my face. Okay, so maybe we don't have a lot in common, but growing up there was one thing that we did both share very much in common, and that was our abilities to drive our parents, our families, and our friends nuts. Why? For our lack of really dating that much. Now don't get me wrong, it wasn't that we couldn't because, well, come on. It was the fact that we didn't want to date just a date. So, what did we used to hear from everyone? Why won't you date this one? What's the matter with that one? She's nice. Aren't you ever going to get married? Don't you ever want to have any kids? The two of us were even partially deemed responsible for a curse on our dads, or the Armenian side of our family, called the Khazarian curse. And what this curse is,
hey, watch it.
Our dad's side is a very big family, and we have lots of first cousins. And out of all of our first cousins, every single one of them that did not have the last name Khazarian, they had all been married, and married for years. While all the cousins with the last name Khazarian, not a single one of us were married. Well, with Mike tying the knot today, it makes 3 of us Khazarians that are married. So, I would like to announce to all the Armenians here today, and you all know who you are, and to any Armenians that may one day watch this on video, Ice Anetska Verchaksa. This verse is over. Now granted, was 34 myself until I was 35 before we did get married. But to answer everyone's questions on why we wouldn't just date this one or that one, I'm going to speak for both of us here today when I say it's because good things come to those of us who wait. From the very first time that my family and I met you and you came to Chicago for a wedding, we knew you were special. Not because you could put up with Mike, I mean it helped, but no, we just all saw something very special about you. Also, we could tell by the way that Mike was acting and just how you guys were together that something was different this time. All of our feelings were even more reinforced later that same year when we all got to go on a week-long family cruise with the two of you and really get to see what you shared. Me, I knew without a doubt in my mind that we would be here today sooner rather than later, and I was right. So Heather, I would like to welcome you to our family, and for me personally, I just want to let you know how happy I am now to be able to call you my little sister. You might understand myself many family vacations that of us and our futures together, starting with next Saturday in the Riviera Maya. To the two of you is that I've had a chance to meet so many of your friends that are here with us today, and I want to let you guys know that you have truly surrounded yourself with an exceptional group of people, an extended family. With that, plus Heather, after meeting your parents and family, I also want to let you know that we from Chicago know that you guys are in good hands here in Colorado. What we from Chicago don't want you to forget is two things. Number one, Chicago is just a short 1,000-mile plane ride from here, so we're expecting many frequent visits. And number two, it's an even shorter phone call away, so if there's anything you guys ever need, always remember that we'll be on the other end of that line. What do I say to you? Well, you did good. Well, actually, we did good because we gave Mom and Dad something, and I know this because over this past year, I've heard about it an uncountable amount of times. We've given Mom and Dad daughters. Not daughter-in-laws, because Mom, she would stress that. We gave them the daughters that they've always wanted. So for that, I want to say good job to you. And my brother gave my parents a daughter. I give you my brother. Take him, please. I don't know how you guys really do feel about him, but at this point, there's really not that much that can be done about it anymore, considering he's already got a ring on his finger. So just enjoy him. Seriously, as difficult as this is for me to admit in front of him, I want to let you know that the person that sits next to your daughter today, my brother, is truly a great guy, and he is someone I know without a doubt in my mind will make you so proud and so happy to be able to call him your son. For it's the same way I feel about calling your daughter. With that being said, and believe me when I tell you that it wasn't easy, I'm going to finish up by saying that this is my second time ever having to beat best man in a wedding, and after tonight, it will be my last. I am officially announcing my retirement from ever having to do anything like this again. But before I go, what I do want to say to Heather and Mike is that although I didn't want to have to be up here today in front of everyone as best man, I am honored that you had me here today in front of everyone as best man, and I am also privileged to be able to be the first to toast you as the new couple. So let's all finally raise our glasses to Heather and Mike. May the two of you live long, healthy lives together, full of blessing, joy, happiness, and many, many kids. Cheers.